Okay, I have a feeling that today's going to be the first day I've broken even or made money on the Nasdaq across 10 trades. Boom. Okay, this looks like a bit of a downtrend. Have we broken structure to the downside on the monthly? No, we have not because price has to close below this low. So we have not broken structure to the we're not in an official downtrend yet. This is a retracement. On the daily, it is very bearish, or it is bearish on the daily though. So I'm gonna wait for market to either break structure to the downside or come back up. Okay, looks like we broke structure to the upside on the daily. Weekly, not yet. Okay, now we have. So now we're looking for longs. Price retraced into this area right here. And what I'm looking for a price to do is either come into that area or this area and come back up. Okay, boom, we get a retracement into here. Not really looking to take that trade though because um, we never really got a good valid break of structure. And price pushes lower. And now it's just above it. So I guess we missed the entry there, but that's fine because it really wasn't on my strategy. I'm going to wait for another retracement right here. Okay, boom, we're in equilibrium here. So break of structure, long, take profit up here. All right, I think that's it. It's out of equilibrium, but since we have a take profit all the way up here, I'm not gonna use it. I've been using it less and less lately, and I don't know if equilibrium's super important. It's likely optimal, but not crucial. Okay, that's over a 2.5 RR trade, or over 3, I guess, actually, or right at 3. So I don't know if this trade is going to hit, but the good news is I don't really need it to because in theory I only need one for these to hit. I'll just go on here. No, okay, it did not hit. Which is frustrating because price is probably going to retrace into this area and then come back up. So overall, price retraced more than anticipated as the reason for it lost long 2.5 or no 3, that's 3. And that was off of daily bias, order block, break of structure, liquidity sweep. So I don't know exactly. It looks like we've broken into this order block now. So I think that means that marking out this equilibrium, we've just we're about ready to be bullish, but I'm only taking this trade if we get a clear break of structure. Nope. Okay, so price pushes below this low, which means it's targeting this area of liquidity right here. So this area is gone. Now what we're looking at is this liquidity. Boom, retracement. Waiting for the break of structure. And we're going to push even lower. Okay, so now we're going to target this area of liquidity. Except that even that's too low. So now it would be this price zone here that we've broken down into. Okay, price hasn't closed below here, so I'm just waiting for one more candle for confirmation. And we wicked below the swing low. So the order block now gets moved all the way over to here, I believe. Which we were real close to hitting. Okay, we came into here, break of structure. Okay, we have broken structure because we closed below this high. So that is my confluence to enter this trade with stop loss below here, take profit up here. This is an almost 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. I don't know why these are so high stakes, but this is what the market's giving us today. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, that was close. Real close. So we re-entered this order block. Yeah, this trade's over. Okay, so I don't really know what happened there. I don't know why I lost that trade, but if I had to say something, it's that this has been such a consistent downtrend that I just don't know. I should have shorted it, but then again, I wouldn't have had a good entrance. So, don't trade rug pull retracements would probably be what I need to do. That was before what we already traded. These are all in like the exact same time range. So we're going to take this right here. We are currently not bearish or bullish. We're consolidating. I guess we're still bullish because the uptrend never really got disturbed. We are bearish, or we're bullish on the weekly and daily. So we're looking for longs once again. Right, or order blocks right here. Order blocks are also right here. That looks really unusual how wide that order block is, but I guess it's more or less the same. I like this strategy a lot because it mirrors support and resistance in the way that you don't really know exactly what order block, like the order blocks mimic support and resistance. Price continues to be in an uptrend. Marking out this area of, or this order block, retracement into this order block right here. Does it have equilibrium? Yes, but it does not have a break of structure yet. Okay, break of structure right here, right at equilibrium. So that's going to be an entry. I always take trades in the sky on, I usually do this where I take trades sort of in the sky in um, the NASDAQ as 1 to 1.5, just a fixed ratio because prices never climbed this high. Um, so I usually just do that. Okay, so this one had all confluences plus shorter term trade. And what I mean by that is I'm used to trading with a lot of bars pretty much like I like trade off of my screen would look like this. But what that does that I don't like is it takes away market pattern fluctuations and it becomes more news and investment heavy sort of. So for example, COVID pandemic right here, housing bubble of 2008, um, fall right here is ends. I can just kind of see like I just kind of know in hindsight when news and global events are going to impact the market. But what I like better about taking a short-term trade across multiple days is it's a lot more dependent on market fluctuations related to market like patterns rather than news. And I also don't want to get too small, like too small time frames. Like I wouldn't want to take a trade off of this many candles because price can fluctuate and one bad candle can stomp you out of the trade. So I usually like doing anywhere between 100, which would be about this many, and 300, which would be about this many, this many trades, or this many candles, sorry. So along the way, price formed these swing lows right here, this swing low, this swing low. So these four like levels. Retracement. No break of structure. Retracement into the second or the third order block actually. Delete this, delete that. Equilibrium right here. Boom. Okay, break of structure. Stop loss below here. Take profit 1.3 times 1.5, about 1.85. 1.65. Okay. Again, all confluences hit, and it was a sky trade with 1.5. So far the trade is so far 2-2 with up 1% because I lost 1% on both of these, made 1.5% on both of these. So order block there, order block here, order block here, with a little bit of a gap in between. Although I guess it starts right here and this order block would stop right there. Or actually, no, that wouldn't make much sense. The order block should actually go right there. And yeah, that's how it works. Or that looks good. More or less support and resistance style trading. Price retraces again, forms this order block. Okay, retracement here. Not ideal, not really looking to take that trade because price is still in a downtrend. So I'll wait for it to break structure to the upside. And price pushes below this order block, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing I didn't take that trade. So we'll see where if price is forming a new order block currently right here, or if price will retrace into this order block right here. Looks like it's not. Looks like price is forming an order block here though. And price pushes below this one. And price has broken structure to the downside, so we may get a retracement. Retracement to this order block. Break of structure, enter, no break of structure, delete. Delete. I don't really see where it's targeting, so I'm just going to assume this is a new order block in itself. Or it's going to retrace here. And if break of structure, great. If not, delete it. We've come all the way into this one. We've also made this one obsolete. Break of structure is all that's needed. Break of structure. All right. That would be 1 to 1.5. Entered. The reason I'm clicking one at a time is I want to see exactly when price hits stop loss or if it reverses. Okay, so price did hit the stop loss. The reason it did this, the first thing I want to notice is that it got real close to hitting it a few times. So I think that that means that liquidity was being swept. This was an order block, but it's not sending up price as high as I anticipated. It's actually over a macro time frame, it wants to go lower. So this is a liquidity sweep. Um, I ignored the big picture liquidity sweep. That was a 1.5 once again. Another thing is that that trade was taken over so many candles that at that point, like so many pips that um banks probably already got their money and they already left. So the liquidity sweep may have helped a tiny bit, but I'm not really taking the full at a given point the price would have retraced back and the banks are pretty much done. So the liquidity sweep boosts that I would have gotten would have eventually just run out towards the end. So they just got their work done. Okay, price is bullish. I already established that. And since you pretty much on a macro time frame, NASDAQ, you pretty much have to be a perma bull. That's like I'm really only looking for longs. I haven't won a single trade where I haven't won a single short on this on the NASDAQ. Looks like this is also like an extension of the order block. Price seems to be like wicking into this order block right here, but it's really not doing any. Um, I didn't mean to make that. Price really isn't doing much. So I'm looking for price to come all the way down and then go up. Order block, equilibrium. Price has not yet broken structure. All right, now price shot up to the moon. And I believe that's an entry because we just broke out of this order block and 3 times 1.5 is 4.5. 417. Okay, so price came out of equilibrium and order block and was longed. So this was just taken with daily bias, break of structure, liquidity sweep. And I've already mentioned before that I find equilibrium worship as like the optimal entry. That might work on smaller time frames, but if I'm taking trades on the daily market, which I am right now because I really only have trading view premium, that's not going to work. So that's what I'm doing currently. We're back. So 6 trades down, 4 trades left to go. Looking at a bit of a consolidation, but still a general uptrend. This retracement and seems like it came back into it, and we'll see what happens next. Price also makes this order block right here. Okay, boom, we're back. Boom. One to 1.5 about. All right. The only thing about that trade is like there were kind of a lot of candles, and that's not ideal. All the confluences. Tracement area right here. Here. Overall, a very warm welcome to the markets today, or since I first got on. At, to believe here of level, like for support and resistance. I guess I don't trade SNR, but I guess that's what um fit candles. Overall, what I'm finding is that I have the most luck with 100 to 300 candles, which means it's enough that the daily fluctuations don't play out. Last two trades right here, right off the bat, we're seeing some consolidation right here, forming this mini order block within here. And I guess this, I don't really know what this, oh, I guess this is from here. Again, more support and resistance type stuff here. And then the one right here, I already said. I like this strategy a lot because it reminds me, or it kind of like mirrors support and resistance. And it just kind of takes, almost like there's a unifying truth to everything in the market. And it's taking a lot of, not everything, but a lot of these together. And it's, I think it's really cool how it all fits together. So we get a new order block forming right here. Pushing up. All right, we get a little bit of a rug pull right here. Looks like we push past that order block. So really it has to get into here. This is like, and the thing is there's really no order blocks in the middle except for maybe this one. So it's like go big or go home for this um price range. Looks like we broke into here. Break of structure, good to go. Although I see that our, I think it's gonna come all the way down here because this is just like a little, this is like a small compared to this. Okay, it looks like we did break structure. I stand corrected. Means execution. Stop loss below here. I'm gonna do like 10 pips. Um, or I guess this doesn't have pips because it's a stock. So I'm just gonna put it like a bit below. Take profit up there. SL below here. I'm gonna move this up to 2 to 1. So it's at a cleaner number. All right, looks like price did retrace into this area right here. So the break of structure kind of did us dirty. So this is something I've seen a lot is that price wants to go lower even when there is a valid break of structure. Price still wants to go even lower than it already is. So I'm gonna start to, I think, wait for like, because a break of structure is defined by or what I have been like what I've defined it because of the TJR bootcamp, how I defined it is there's a high and then there's a low and then the body of this high, um, if there's like that, and then price goes lower, price has to close above both of these highs. So this one may be like up right here. Then price would have to close up here. I don't know what that was. Anyway, price has to like push above this high and higher highs, higher lows is how a trend is defined. So I don't know how I'm gonna navigate that, but right now what I'm looking at is I think I got one trade left. Price is gonna retrace back down here. That's what I think is gonna happen. So we're well within equilibrium. We haven't broken structure yet, but we're real close. Boom. Okay, that's the break of structure. Enter stop loss below here. Take profit. I'll just do double because it's the last one. Oh no. Okay, okay. All right, we're real close. Okay. So 2 to 1, take profit, taken in the air. Um, I just found a better order block that time. I don't know what better really means, but I just found that the previous order block was just like one red candle, like right here. I don't know how much I trust that. I got to do my research in terms of what actually makes an order block instead of like the smallest retracement. Like it would have to be big like this and not just like that. So I'm gonna have to review that, I think. And I'm really like doing just order blocks as my strategy. I think that's what's working the best. Um, to win. And then we had every confluence with that. Another thing I noticed is the ones with every confluence, like this one, um, I feel like I'm finding I'm far more likely to win. Like this one, I guess I lost, but that's just because I put the take profit so high. And I can like kind of look back and see the majority of the majority of these trades, like I tend to see if I focus too much on equilibrium, I lost it. But if I focus more on order blocks and then I pretty much just win. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do next time. Overall, I think that so I took 10 trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was 5 and 5. But because I won more on the trades that I won more than I lost, that means I probably made a profit. I can do the calculations, I'll put it in the description, but that's a successful 10 trade day, and thank you for watching.